Okay, recording is on.
Yeah, so very briefly, so one problem that one of you faced in homework, so I will do it really quickly. I'll show you the others answers. So I asked you to name 3 problems that you're going to spot first as a facilitator. Like, you know a lot, but it's always not possible to focus on everything at the same time. And especially as far as you only like start and want to start to practice more, so you can start with thinking, okay, the 3 things I surely would like facilitate, I would try to see, to notice, during the session, among all the things we discussed. And that's what I asked you to name. So, for example, the students don't understand the question, and difficult wording or something. So you notice that there is a problem with the terms in your own explanation, in your own question, or in the participants' words. So you clarify that. So here, we discussed the problem when someone is looking for right and wrong answers. So you really have to deal with it somehow. To stop and really pay attention to this problem. So you choose, that's one of your choices. And so follow the distraction. Try to solve the distraction problem. So these, the first answer, you can see 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep in mind these 3 things mainly. Start with them. So in the second, flawed arguments. So I try to watch the logic. Then, so learning environment and confusion towards the task. So it's similar to the first one. And I guess the third answer was from someone who asked to clarify the question. So now you see, you can just specify, even flawed arguments, you can specify like what kind of mistakes are like the worst. Again, like 3 main logical mistakes you're going to spot. The more focused you are, the better you can do it and the more confident you get. So that's briefly on your form. And now we have to go on with logic. This really difficult part. Again, like and the second part of our lesson will be dedicated to different like possibilities to organize philosophy. Like more structures, more warming up, puzzles, games, the way you can start, open up the activity. And we will discuss like 2 possible ways, like when you really have time for a separate session for a lesson, or when you try to find a place, literally a place, in your environment, in your school, any place you work, how to embed it and organize and make it live, like root the philosophy into your place. That's our aim, that's our plan. And I will add to Marcel's words about your task. I think it's better for you to learn a bit more details. So what are you supposed to prepare for the next session? So like the stage is going to be yours. So you have like from 15 to 20 minutes each to run a little session, with us, within the group. So you will choose something you'd like to focus on, the stimulus you'd like to start with, and you'll be able to facilitate a discussion, finish it, and have 5 minutes discussion after that, like feedback. So that's your ability to practice. That's not a test. Marcel wanted to mention it. That's really a possibility to do it with each other, to play, to enjoy, and to do it yourselves. So that's it. That's the plan. Any questions so far? Or good? Yeah. All right. So now back to logic. Back to our mathematics. So let me start here. Okay, let's start with the first one. So I saw it was really challenging, and that's like, I'm not surprised, and that's all right that I wanted you to try. yeah, to do it yourselves, but I will share now. I think it's better again for us maybe to see the way it should work right now, and then yeah, you can go back and look at what you did. Yeah, what was the problem, yeah, in your homework. So task 1 was try to visualize the relation, yeah, between the notions. And I don't see any like highlights or something, so there is a long list, but you were supposed to try to involve all of them. So you draw as many circles as you want. They intersect somehow, they can be included. Yeah, it can be a circle like that doesn't intersect with anything, and you try to draw the relations, yeah, between them. And Nina, if you look through yeah, the presentation, and I think you all looked through the first presentation, I gave you more examples of these yeah, circles, like biology lesson, geography, yeah, the examples, and then how it can be extended into a philosophical discussion as well. So you had a bit more, yeah, examples to see. So maybe let me show you really briefly. Yeah, so this one, the second one. So here, yeah, you can see that actually it's a bit complicated, but it was quite possible. Yeah, so many of you, some of you started with can swim, yeah, breathe air, and have legs. Yeah, so they are the bigger circles. They include lots of other, yeah, possibilities. They're more general. So you can find someone who can swim and doesn't breathe air. So, and for example, jellyfish. Yeah, like so like very few air, I guess. So someone who so we can find it here. Yeah, someone who has legs, but this creature cannot swim and it doesn't breathe. Yeah, so you can see these stone crabs, for example. That's a bit more about biology, but yeah, still. You can even think of a robot crab. Yeah, so you can find it here. So you see that we have this intersection in the middle. So sea turtles, humans, yeah, we are in the middle. Yeah, ducks and dogs, they all have these features. Yeah, so can swim, breathe air, and have legs. Yeah, so all the features, that's the intersection of the notions. Yeah, that's in the middle. I really liked water moccasins in this exercise. Yeah, so not alive, but can swim. Or some rubber boots you can yeah, put there. Oh, rubber boots don't breathe air, by the way, but can swim. So you can add them to jellyfish, for example. And have fins. You see, that's a smaller circle. You can find lots of things that can swim but don't have fins. But it seems that each time we find someone who has fins, this creature can swim. Yeah, that's different, for example, about wings. Yeah, this famous example with penguins. Yeah, so when children try to define what a bird is, yes, so they may say that a bird must have wings, or it can fly. And then, yeah, so you can ask to find a counterexample. Yeah, is it possible that, yeah, there are wings, but this creature cannot fly, but it's still a bird? Yeah, and so on. So it seems that each creature that has fins will swim. Yeah, because they are like created by nature to swim, maybe. Yeah, and these wings of a penguin look more like fins than yeah, than wings. And whales. So whales go to breathe in air. Yeah, they have fins and they can swim. So this intersection, you can see it over here. Oh, sorry. And so on. So yeah, that was quite difficult. There was a big list. Yeah, but there was nothing really something that you if you know the attitude, something that you cannot draw. Yeah, something that you cannot I don't know, find a possibility to draw. And actually, you don't do that many things, yeah, on the lesson, but you may have circles that are even from really very random objects you can bring physically. Yeah, it's one of the things you can start with, actually. Yeah, so you can physically bring, I don't know, a bag of different objects, yeah, like toys, and stationery and other things, whatever, and ask them to classify. Yeah, like that's a logical task. Yeah, so like not just stars, I don't know, circles, yeah, and squares, yeah, for the really for the younger ones, but something a little bit more complicated. And actually it is difficult. Yeah, it seems okay, what's the problem, how to classify? And okay, that's a toy, so according to their softness, according to their color, according to their, I don't know, new or old. So they look for different criteria, but you have to find something that would work for all of them. Yeah, so you can create even circles with, you know, with strings, or jumping rope, yeah, skipping rope. Sometimes, yeah, you can organize these circles on the floor. Yeah, they can intersect. You can start with two. Usually you can start really with work with only 2 or 3 circles, not more, and try to put the toys, the things, yeah, into these circles. So that's and the most useful thing you can do, I already told you about, when you hear that children use like 2 really close terms, yeah, concepts, but it seems that they aren't the same, or you want them to point out, or you want to check together to investigate yeah, whether it's the same thing or not. Yeah, the most uh, I, I don't know, the best example I think is this cunning, and like coward, and so someone who is afraid, yeah, and a coward. Yeah, so for example, yeah, and you, or like brave and a daredevil. Yeah, so is it the same thing, or not? And the first one I started to remember, so someone like foxy, cunning, and a liar. Yeah, is it always a liar or not? Or we can, yeah, so looking for such things. Yeah, you can stop, draw these circles. Yeah, you have this intersection. If you can find an example in each place, so a liar and foxy. Yeah, and you can find an example, a character from a fairy tale. Yeah, only cunning, but not a liar. So you have to, that's more challenging, but you try to find a situation when someone is, yeah, foxy, but this creature, this person, yeah, is not a liar. And a liar, but it's a stupid lie. Yeah, nothing foxy, nothing smart. Yeah, and then you show, you see, so we found a dot, yeah, like an example in each place, then it works. Then they are not similar, yeah, they are not absolutely the same, yeah, but yeah, they just intersect. Yes, that's concept distinction, actually. And you can do it for very simple things, for toys, or for really very complicated concepts as well. And then, yeah, so also you can use them for logic. It's really difficult, yeah, to like to maybe to learn it quickly. So yeah, you need practice to use it, but I will try to show you the way this reasoning, yeah, task can be solved in circles as well. So, oh, sorry. You had this, yeah, valid or invalid reasoning. You had to check logic. And Carmen also so yeah, made very beautiful work. I will ask you about the program where you did it. So you also checked not only the structure, yeah, and the validity, but whether we can trust the premise, yeah, whether it's sound or it's wrong premise, and then you won't take the reasoning as a true, as a, yeah, as a good one as well. Yeah, so you, so Carmen did 2 things. Yeah, check 2 things. So let me show you, I think, the first example. So here, actually, you have to draw a scheme, yeah, this diagram, all the possibilities where you can read the first statement. So all men are bastards. Then you can draw this: men and bastards are equal, the same circle. Yeah, so M and B, men and bastards. And you can see I drew only one circle for them both. And I can read all men are bastards, all bastards are men, equal. Yeah, you can see it from the first circle. But you can see here, do you see my mouse? Yeah, so the second option, all men are bastards, so men can be included. Yeah, so if it's a man, yeah, the way we had it with someone who has fins. Yeah, if this creature has fins, then it can swim. Yeah, or here you can see that if we find a man, yeah, so it's a bastard. That's something that we can read the same statement on this, yeah, here on this circle, and we can read it over here. Yeah, it's included. Is it clear by now? So we have two options how they can relate these two, these two features, these two notions. Yeah, Marcel.
No, I have no question. I listened very intrigued, and I was just waving my pen.
Oh, okay. So you puzzled me. Then that's the first step. I only read the first premise and I draw all possible structures, how I can read, how can this be true if I draw it. Sometimes you can have three possibilities, usually one or two. Yeah, so here, that's all. Yeah, I can't draw anything else. If I draw bastards inside man, it won't work. Yeah, if I draw intersection, it won't work because not all will be included. So that's all, only two possibilities for all. And any statement you have with all, yeah, you will have the same structure. Yeah, or the content can be really different. Then you have this sum. Yeah, some bastards are attractive. Okay, so if I draw this attractive circle inside, you can see that some are attractive and some are not. True? Because if I draw this circle of attractiveness somewhere here.
No, I have a question for the diagram above. But if the circle of attractive is inside, so it won't be some of them. It won't be. It would be. Because it's a little bit different than the another diagram. For the another diagram is some of the attractive are not bastard.
I do.
But in the above is all of the attractive are bastard.
Yeah. Sorry. So the thing is that here, if you take someone, let me try to take try to take a pen. So if you take any, so any from here, yeah, any, absolutely, like from this circle, it will definitely be a bastard because it's inside, right? Then all, I can say that, I can conclude that all men, yeah, are bastards. But here, I'm not speaking about that all attractive creatures are bastards. I speak about bastards, and you can see that I can find a bastard that is not attractive. It's outside. And I can find a bastard that is attractive. It's inside. The problem is that like all attractive things are bastards. It is a problem, but I'm not trying to draw an absolute truth. I'm trying to draw so that this statement works. Yeah, this one. And then, yeah, it works. Yeah, so some are not. You can find one, yeah, at least one point here and one example here, one example here. Then I think that it's possible I can draw like this. Yeah, I can draw it like this. That's possible too. So then we have something attractive that is not a bastard. Yeah, luckily. But yeah, it is possible too. Yeah, like I have to draw like all of them, but here that's enough. Yeah, so I drew one, and I decided to draw this intersection within the second, with the second possibility. So I decided to draw that it just intersects. Yeah, so I don't know how else I can draw this. Yeah, so this only. Yeah, I should like copy it. And now I read, therefore some men are attractive. So here we can see that it's true. Yeah, some men, and some of them are attractive. It works. Yeah, so the first one, the first possibility works. But here in the second, I see that men are here and they don't intersect with attractive circle at all, right? And we can't find at least one man that would go, that would be found in this circle as well. Yeah, so it doesn't work. And if you can see that it doesn't work at least in one possible way, then it's not an absolute, it's not an logical truth. Yeah, it's possible that these terms relate so that we won't find any man who is attractive. Yeah, and it's possible to draw like some special charts. That's really difficult, and you actually don't do it when you think, when you argue. Yes, you do it only when you learn logic. You can remember, I will show you just several some laws of inference, some basic rules, but they won't work everywhere. But actually, if you start drawing, you can do it. When children really start, and the earlier they start drawing these things themselves, the easier it becomes. It becomes something really natural. So you can draw logic. So I hope I managed to explain this example. Do you have any questions, or it's clear how what was the attitude, the way we worked? Bernard.
Yeah, so I drew the Venn diagram the way you did it in the second option. That was actually my only option, so I was a bit startled by the first option, the Venn diagram that you drew above, and that it seemed to work. So that to me was a bit unclear.
How it worked at the first?
Yeah, that was new to me, basically.
Okay, so when you tried to draw as well, but you didn't think
no,
about.
I always do it like the second, like the second version, because that to me is more clear to me. I guess that can be personal, but I don't know about the rest. Maybe.
Okay, so let me show you the next one, and then you actually can try to that will come a bit later. You also, if it's again, you won't draw all the time, and what we do even more often, we look for a counterexample, even here. But the counterexample should be then the whole structure should be the same, but it won't obviously work when you take a different content. So I will let me maybe show you it right away. So here, the first one, you can see a picture illustrating this logic. So all cows are four-legged animals. Some four-legged animals are elephants. And by the way, both premises are true here. No problem with the premises. That's clear. So sounds very persuasive. And then the conclusion, therefore, some cows are elephants. It's the same structure. But you see, it's really a problem. So we work with the first circle that I drew, but that's not true, because it's possible, logically possible, that they intersect in a different way. And then we know that cows are not elephants and elephants are not cows, even one. We can't find even one. So if we could find even at least one, then this thing would work, but it doesn't. So that's another way. Yeah, so you can try to fill in the structure with something else and check whether it works or not. Yeah, and this one is really clear, so you have no problems and you see that it doesn't work, so it's not logical. The premises are true, but the conclusion is wrong. And that's the difference, yeah, between valid and wrong and true as well. Yeah, so here it's true premises, yeah, not valid logic. And I will show you this. It's very clear here, I think, as well, with Moby. And vegetarians. So vegetarians don't eat pork sausages. So you can see vegetarians, and here this angle, it's a negation. It's a sign of negation in logic. So I can like negate pork sausages. So no pork sausages. So you can use a cross, yeah, for children, but you can show this sign. Yeah, again, they can be the same. Yeah, they can be the same circle. Moby doesn't eat pork sausages, so Moby is inside, yeah, these circles. And we conclude, therefore, Moby is a vegetarian. And it works. Again, the first way we drew, yeah, the relations between notions, it works. Yeah, and we think that Moby is a vegetarian. But vegetarians don't eat pork sausages. We can also, yeah, draw like this. So not pork sausages eaters are rather broader, yeah, and lots of people just don't like them, yeah, or don't eat only. So what's the right word? So meat of a pig. Could you help me?
Pork meat.
Pork, yeah, pork. Sorry, yeah, of course. Yeah, I thought there is one more, yeah, way to say that. Yeah, doesn't eat. Someone doesn't eat pork. So yeah, knowing that, yeah, we can draw this possibility. So not eating pork sausages, but vegetarians are yeah, inside. Yeah, we know that if we take any vegetarian, if it's a true vegetarian, yeah, this person won't eat pork sausages. So that's why they are included. Yeah, no intersection, but included. Yeah, so and then we can yeah, suppose that Moby is one of these not pork eaters, but he's not a vegetarian. Yeah, and you can easily see here that it's possible that we find a person who is not a pork, yeah, eater, but or pork sausages eater, even more specific, and not a vegetarian. Then our logic here is not valid as well. It doesn't, we cannot interfere it from the premises. But both premises are true, by the way. Is it clear here?
I have two questions. For the first diagram, I didn't get where is actually pork sausage. Where did you draw
Here.
here?
It's
outside
circle.
the circle?
Yeah, the same, the big circle. We have only one circle in yeah, in the first diagram. So and we think that maybe all vegetarians we know that all vegetarians, yeah, don't eat pork sausages, and we that's a possibility that all creatures who don't eat pork sausages are vegetarians. They are equal.
Yeah.
The same.
And then the second one, why vegetarian? I didn't get why vegetarian is included inside the circle of the
because we can still take any vegetarian, and it would be true that they don't eat pork sausages, right? Because they are included. But here we think of one more possibility, that it's possible to find someone who doesn't eat pork sausages just because this person doesn't eat pork. Yeah, but not due to the like, I don't know, vegetarian yeah, lifestyle.
Yeah, for
Can we
instance,
all
allergic, yeah, allergic, or like just disliking,
yeah, doesn't
or
like the taste.
yeah.
Or this person could be very fond of chicken meat, for instance.
Yeah, or lives somewhere when you just can't buy them.
Can we also draw it like a two circle close to each other and one part be the same and in the same part, and then maybe will be the in between?
So you ask, is it possible here to draw like this? Yeah, the intersection. So let me draw. I'm sorry for purple, not very well seen. I will change it. So here we have, I would put it shortly, not pork, yeah, eaters.
Yeah.
And
And
here
then-
we have vegetarians. So who can answer, Nastaran? Do you think this intersection possible here or not? So we have to read the first premise. Yeah, so the premises, yeah, never mind they are true or not true in reality. You have to be able to read the premise on your circles. Yeah, the premise must be true the way you draw it. Okay, Bernard?
In this case, you could be in a veg circle on the right. Let's say if you're on the far right of the circle, you'll be in the vegetarian circle, but you can still eat pork because you're not in the not pork circle. Yeah, so exactly where you mark that, put a little tick, and then the premise wouldn't be true because you could be eating pork because you're not in the not pork circle.
Do you see, Nastaran? Yeah, that we can find someone who is a vegetarian, but pork eater, because this person is not included. Yeah, this creature is not included in this circle. It must be.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I got
very
it, yeah.
sorry. What's the problem? Yes, good. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, so here, yeah, we did it. I will erase it. And I will ask you to, so let me, I know, yeah, the time is running as usual extremely quickly. So I think I will ask you to try one more time because we had no time to show you this, yeah, to explain you this before you tried. Yeah, that's why it was really hard, and that's all right. So could you try to draw the way I tried to show you two more, these reasoning examples. So for so with the fish eaters and with this acupuncture. Yeah, I hope I pronounce it correctly. So tell me, would you like to check one right now so that we really check whether it's clear and you can do it, or you'd like to to have more time to practice and to do these two at home? So what do you think?
I prefer to do it at home because I'm a little bit, I really want to think about that.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a good choice. Yeah, and then you can do it. I think you can try again. Like, please don't hesitate to ask me questions. That's all right. You can ask me several times, and so just don't delay. Yeah, if you have doubts or questions, just write to me. Okay, then. What we can do next, let me show you here this counter example. Oh no, we don't have it with Mobi. So yeah, I will show you them later then. One more. 1 second. Here it's it's usually easy to spot this one. Yeah, one more I will fallacies I will show you here. Affirming the consequent. So it's Monday. If it's Monday, the banks will be open. The banks are open, and we conclude therefore it's Monday. So what's the problem?
The problem is that it is not just on Mondays that the banks may be open.
And then Yeah, so we like in our thinking we had this if and only if, and yeah, in logic it's like again a special sign. It's a stronger logic. Yeah, like if we had if and only if it's Monday, the banks are open. Yeah, the banks are open, then we can, and that's all right. We can then interfere that therefore it's Monday. But if we had just if, and there are more possibilities we can consider, yeah, our reasoning is not valid, yeah, and the conclusion isn't true. And when during discussions, it happens really a lot. Yeah, so when you hear that a kid gives an argument, and like it seems that both premises are true again, yeah, everything is all right, but the conclusion is not, because not only Mondays work here, or not only the reason the child suggests, only this, yeah, like cause and effect, yeah, suggestion, yeah, he shows, but there are more possible reasons, there are more possible causes for the same effect, yeah, and you ask them to find them. Yeah, that's really, this one is really easy to spot, important to spot, and you can, yeah, encourage, yeah, children to look for more possibilities, yeah, again to consider, yeah, something you discuss, yeah, from different perspectives, yeah, to see more possibilities. So it seems that logic is so tiring. Yeah, so difficult. What I will give you to read, if you want to strengthen your logic, I will just yeah, show you. That's really just basics and classics, yeah, from the logical course. There are some also some rules, yeah, and you can see them in letters, yeah, like in mathematics, very structured, and you can see very funny and simple examples. So the way we worked on the circles as well, yeah, so if Tweety is a bird, then Tweety flies. Tweety is a bird, therefore Tweety flies. Yeah, and logic is like Iron Maiden, yeah. So you cannot, yeah, this modus ponens, that's, yeah, something that always works. The thing is, we need the first, yeah, law be true as well. The first premise, yeah, must be true. Then, yeah, you can see the same thing, but when we negate, yeah, so Tweety doesn't fly, then it's not a bird. Yeah, it's necessary for it, yeah, to fly. So here, then, yeah, where that's or, yeah, this V letter, yeah, that's the sign for or. So here the ice cream is either vanilla flavor or chocolate flavored. The ice cream is not vanilla flavored. Then you have, yeah, the second possibility. Yeah, that's something that very often used in arguing, in reasoning. Yeah, you try to show that we have like only, and the thing is to prove that we have these only two possibilities. Yeah, that there is one that we cannot accept. There is a problem with one of them, so we exclude it, and there is only one option left. Yeah, if it we can do it, if we can really prove it, then yeah, you had like strong argumentation. Yeah, so yes, that's something that, yeah, like one of the structures in discussions. And here it's a chain, yeah, of inferences. So very easy when you try to really, yeah, to have this chain of cause and effect, a chain of conclusions. So if you have my password, then you can log on to my Facebook. If you can log on my Facebook, then you can delete my Facebook account. And then we can, therefore, we can skip this middle, yeah, the middle step, and we can conclude it's logically correct, it's valid. So if you have my password, then it's possible that you can delete my Facebook account, yeah. And then you can hear this, yeah, this conclusion, and think of this hidden premise. What's the hidden premise? The hidden premise is this queue, because someone who can, it seems that you have a password, you can log in. I don't say that, but I mean it. Yeah, I think of it somewhere, yeah, behind. And here it's clear, yeah, and very often it's not necessary, yeah, to say all the steps, yeah, to speak about all the steps. But again, when you speak about things, a bit more complicated things, you try to hear what is assumed, and you ask to share all the assumptions, yeah, if it's possible. Try to be as clear, yeah, as possible, each step you have in your mind when you reason. Okay. So last time Bernard asked some stretching time. Do you need it? Water time, stretching time, jumping time, running time. You know, that's from my the funniest thing, that's from university and from our logic lectures on logic. We had many different teachers, and one of them, we had a gigantic really group, like all the groups at the same time on the lecture, and he looked at us. He was very small, so there was a long lecture, lots of difficult laws, and then he stopped and said, you know, you have to stand up and jump just like this. What for? So that like knowledge won't jump out of your head, so you have to like to let it go down. Yeah. And not to move your head and look from side to the side. And he did it literally, and it was so funny. So that's, you can ask children sometimes, okay, we have to jump just to let our knowledge like deepen and go inside, digest a bit.
I'm not sure whether anyone wants to jump in front of the camera right now, or I certainly not. I'm not a volunteer. But shall we take just a few minutes break, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, just to get some water or go to the bathroom, get a cup of coffee, and then come back? Is that a good
Wash
idea?
your face and start the exercise. Yeah. Okay, so let's meet in, I don't know, 3 minutes. Just go back. Okay, so that's what we are going to do next. We'll try to do it extremely quickly and move on to something more, I don't know, child-oriented. Yeah, something child-friendly, not only logic. So I will suggest you, so you can start, yeah, looking through them. So we'll wait for Carmen. You can see here 3, I don't know, statements, yeah, kind of with the reasoning, without reasoning. So you try to find what is assumed here. Yeah, something that is not said, but you think that's true.
Oh, I went downstairs and there was falafel and hummus on the table.
Oh.
Can't wait.
So here, yeah, fishing out assumptions very quickly. We have these 3 examples. They are from Chatfield. Yeah, I will. It seems to me that you can even find this book online. I found it in Russian, but I haven't found it in English yet. Yeah, I take some examples. It's like a table book of argumentation as well, very useful. We have 3 statements, and we have to think what is assumed, what is not said, but you think that is true. So pick up one. Yeah, it can be the first one, the last one, the middle one. And if you have, yeah, anything on your mind, so you can, don't hesitate to share.
Sorry, I didn't get your question. We should choose one of them and then what we should do?
So let's do the first, yeah, let's do it together. So you can see the first one, like, wow, someone says, wow, or it can be an ads, yeah, the Prince of Wales is said to adore this particular type of marmalade. So actually, it's difficult to see the logical structure here, but you hear this wow effect. So what is not said? What's on the mind of the speaker? It is not said, but the person thinks it is true. What is assumed? What is like hidden, yeah, but not said. But it is actually stated as well. Bernard?
That he's looking at a type of marmalade.
Okay, yeah, so we know that's a part of the context, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, Carmen, what came to your mind?
That this specific type of marmalade is better than the other types of marmalade.
Yeah, that's why I say wow. Wow. Yeah, so it seems that we assume that this marmalade is better. Yeah, is really very good, of high quality. And then what else do we assume if we think that it is better than the others? How did you know? How did Carmen came to this conclusion?
Because he thinks that the Prince of Wales is something important and that his preferences are, yeah.
His preferences
are the truth, considered to be legit.
Yeah, so like his preferences are it's like kind of special and superior, yeah, and guarantee that the thing he likes is really of high quality and really good. Yeah, so it like.
Can I ask something? What if you are not? What if you are not a royalist? If you are against monarchy, then this
it won't work. Yeah, so maybe it means they can easily point out the wrong assumption. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. That's something on the mind of I don't know, the ad maker. So let me show the first one. Yeah, like oh no, not this one here. So if the Prince of Wales likes something, it's a good thing. Yeah, it turns out that this marmalade is also good. It's of high quality. And so when this premise is voiced, yeah, it becomes clear how to challenge the position. It becomes clear that, no, we can't take it. It's not true. Yeah, it doesn't mean that anything that he likes will be good. Is it possible for him to like something not nice? Why not? Yeah, he's a human being. Yeah, and actually that's about tastes as well. Yeah, so you can easily see that something that we assumed, but we didn't voice it, we didn't share that. But when we share, when we think of it, yeah, for a moment even, we can argue. Yeah, we can show why. Why it's not a wow effect about this marmalade. Yeah, or the ads won't work. So that's what, we're trying to do. That was the first example. Try to do it with the second. Yeah, there is nothing wrong with going naked in public. It is completely natural. So which premise is not voiced? Nina?
It could be assumed that either someone is naked and doubting this, or someone's planning on going or having the idea to wanting to go naked into public.
Again, yeah, here you think more about the context, what is quite probable, what's going on. We have a marmalade in front of us, or we are watching ads. We are going to go for a walk naked. So that's more about the possible context. But we try to like extract the logical sentence. Yeah, you saw the structure, like premise one, idea one, idea two, or premise one, premise two, and the conclusion. Here you can see that it is like something is going naked in public is completely natural. That is our premise, only one. And we have a conclusion. There is nothing wrong with going naked in public. So we missed, one premise two maybe, is not voiced. So which one is it? What do we think about natural things? And so what can we state? Bernard? Mike?
That because something is completely natural, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, so we have to connect to things in our in our statement. So this person thinks if something is natural, then there is nothing wrong with it. All natural things are all right. Do you see it? So let me show you here. Yeah, so that's the premise. There is nothing wrong with the manifestations of nature. That's from Chatfield. Yeah, his way to put it. Yeah, there is nothing wrong in things that are natural. And you can think of examples that something that is natural, and if we really like show it, expand it, it's still not normal. Yeah, you can think of different things. So you can see it in the comment. Yeah, so we have doors in the loose. And that's not natural. That's not normal. When like we have this human culture. Yeah, and maybe that's then it's the same thing with going and walking naked. So there are lots of things like, what do we consider being natural? Yeah, there are lots of questions that can derive out of here. Yeah, is it really all right? Yeah, or is violence natural? And then if it's okay to be to admit its manifestation. So it's really very, very disputable premise. Here. And let's try the last one. Seems really trustworthy. Marcel?
The assumption in this conclusion is that there is a logical connection between going to a lecture and receiving a diploma. So the learning happens in a lecture, and that can be disputed, I think.
And can you give an example? How else is it possible? But it's not the only option.
Homeschooling, self-study.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. So, and when, yeah, when it's seen, yeah, when again you voice it, you see that, yeah, here. So it seems that it is possible to study on your own. Then, yeah, it's not really something that is necessary, that if someone doesn't attend lectures, this person won't, yeah, pass the exams and get a diploma. Yeah, that's it. And you can always, yeah, try to, if you heard some arguing, some reasoning, not try not to rush, yeah, and think, okay, is there anything else that we, yeah, assume here? Is there anything else that we state but we haven't, yeah, voiced it, we haven't shared it? You try, if you have some, even if you have some doubts, even if you are not that clear by yourself, but you can suggest the group, yeah, what do you think? And if there is nothing, okay, if you voice something, you check if it's acceptable, if it's true, if it's probable or not. Marcel?
Yes, I once had a course in philosophical logic, and then we got the homework task to look in the newspapers or to listen to
Yeah.
the news on a weekly basis and fish out a few examples of conclusions that were made or claims that were made by people, and then try to detect whether there was some illogical reasoning in there and bring them home to the next session. So that's always a nice kind of homework task that you can give, for instance, also children in higher primary school classes.
Yeah, take pictures of ads around the city. Yeah, or
yeah.
in the internet around the city. Yeah, some posters, infographics. You can find it like really anywhere.
Yeah,
try to spot something that is said and not said at the same time, like hidden message. Yeah.
And advertising is very good at this.
Yeah. Okay, so let's jump into possible structures of the lesson and warming up games. So I, as far as I had like loads of different ways to do it, and not only me, of course, there are lots of wonderful things, books and suggestions. I tried to structure them at least a little bit. That's not all, of course, but the main point is, again, you cannot do all the things at the same time. P4C is very rich, yeah, develops lots of skills, requires lots of skills, but what may you help the most is your choice. Each time you choose, what do you want to focus on? What's the main skill you'd like to practice this time? What would you like children to encourage? Yeah, like on this warming up game, and then maybe have a discussion, or just maybe let it be only this little practice, little exercise that you give. So you may we started that you may have a separate session, you may have like 10-15 minutes within the class, within the lesson, or you may organize space somehow. And one of the easiest ways to do that is this philosophical hat. So you can literally have a box or a hat where children can put their questions. Yeah, so if they have a question, and so that's after the discussion, of course, and some practice. What is a big question? Yeah, an open one. So if they think they would like someone to ask to help them to learn what others think, they write this question down, and or ask if they are really young children. So ask an adult to help. Yeah, so write down the question and put it into the hat. Then it's something that works all the time. So then you can use it for your meetings, maybe really short meetings, like some short talks. You just take out one of the questions randomly, and suggest them to discuss, to think about it. So it can be a hat on a like thinking table. And maybe children even have some time without an adult, when they can look and discuss these questions by themselves. They have their own circle, only children's circle, so without facilitation, but they can look at each other's questions. sometimes it's a practice for a bit, not for very young learners, when they take a question, when you have this little time at the end of the maybe subject-based lesson, yeah, when you think about some connections with other subjects, yeah, these ethical questions, so you consider something, and they exchange. So each one writes a question on a sticker, for example, put into the hat, yeah, and then takes the other participants' question, yeah, so they change, and next time they come to the lesson, they start with answering it, yeah, so they had a week to think, yeah, maybe again to ask someone to discuss, and then come back and answer the person who asked it. So it's a nice thing that you can even implement it like without philosophy classes separately. So, and I think you can think of more, yeah, different ways to embed this philosophical hat and what it can be. There is also famous René de Bono, who speaks about this like different regimes of thinking, and he called them thinking hats. This you can see that in some classes they were literally put into caps, like put your thinking cap on, yeah, that's this idiom. And then you can see one is emotional, so you share more emotions about the stimulus. One is factual, something you really learn and you extract facts from the stimulus, from the story, for example, from something. Positive, so you think about like some positive inferences, possibilities, yeah. Big picture, you try to, yeah, not to specify things, but to see the, yeah, the bigger picture. And critical and creative, yeah, so you can have these roles as well, and you can use this as well, you can use these hats during some other lessons, yeah, literature, geography, history, yeah, so yeah, and you can change, yeah, the roles, and you can literally use hats, yeah, so the one who tries to always to name like a positive takeaway, some positive conclusion, yeah, the one who shares what people might feel about that. Yeah, someone who extracts facts, someone who is the main critic, yeah, in the classroom this time, yeah, and someone who thinks about applying knowledge and being creative, how can it be developed in the future, and the big picture, like again the philosopher who can share some, yeah, connections, interactions with other subjects. Yeah, that's yeah, one more thing you can do. Marcel?
Yes, to add to this, you could, of course, combine this activity with, for instance, working with mind maps. So you could ask children to collect their results, the results of that philosophical head session, and ask them to make a mind map about, for instance, the concepts that they have discussed or the most important things that they have focused on. And you can think, you can ask them to create a structure yourself, but you can also provide them a pre-structured mind map so that you more or less guide them towards a certain outcome that they have to discuss about this and this. And you can think of all kinds of combinations there. And in the preparation, Anastasia and I had discussed that it is important to think about, and that will also come back later in the course, but important to think about how you can embed this in the regular curriculum work or in the regular work that you do in the course in any school that you would work in. So later on, we will talk more about how this activity, for instance, using philosophical heads, how that can be embedded in, for instance, an appropriate unit in IPC, or how this can be embedded in, for instance, such a thing as the connection to the IB learner profile. So that will come back later, but we have a collection of possible ways of organizing your lesson now, first and foremost. So over to you again, Anastasia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, here you read it, yeah, on your own. So there are questions, yeah, a bit more comments on the hat, yeah, meaning and color, so the way you can use them.
Yeah, I think you have been introduced to this before, haven't you, Carmen, Nina, Bernard, and Strand? You have heard about this before, but not
yeah,
in the philosophical context.
Yeah, it's really famous. So you can think of combining it as well. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So now about this focus. Yeah. So for example, you would like to encourage interpretation skills. then you can start with some funny, like crazy pictures. Yeah, it can be, I don't know, a house upside down, for example, whatever. Yeah, so you can find lots of really involving and funny pictures, proverbs, idioms, and other things. So that's about literacy. Yeah, and it's about interpretation and philosophy as well. So you can, to use them. And I maybe shared very briefly this example with a candle. So to burn a candle at both ends. And usually when you use such a picture or some proverbs, so we may start with a text as well. Or like, I don't know, even a little video, whatever. So the first thing, a kind of first thoughts, you just ask, what's going on? What's here? What do you face? Yeah, just name, try to start for focusing. A nice question is to ask, like, are you surprised? When you suggest, you always try to suggest them something they would be surprised with, but you can ask, are you surprised or not? And you can, the first thoughts might be like, why it's okay. And they have this like really quick interpretation, or why that's not okay. And they are really surprised, and what makes them wonder. So yeah, you can see on the right that the questions, you can apply them not only to the picture, that illustrates, the structure, but it can be whatever, you bring to them. And if it's something strange, if there is a kind of provocation, you always can ask, like, what might be the reason to build a house upside down, or to have something, or not to have something, to burn the candle at both ends. What might be the reason? So they start thinking, and that's here. It's this combination of creativity and logic, because we have to argue. It must be something like reasonable, but at the same time, you really have to be creative because it's a strange situation. You have never faced that before. And then, you move on, you deepen it a bit from the literal things to more metaphorical, and try to, again, like to have this a little bigger picture. So what might the whole picture mean? What might the whole video mean, the whole proverb, idiom, etc. mean? And the best thing you can play on as well, and then you really check if it's clear for each participant, or at least randomly, again, if you have a big group, you can ask them to think of their own proverb or of their own picture that is similar. So here I have problems with the pronunciation, I guess, when it's an analog. So it's, I know the word, but I'm not sure that I pronounce it correctly. It's is that right? It's an analog, just, or sorry, Marcel, you
It's muted. I think you mean an analogy.
Analogy, yeah. So I was not sure, about the G sound. And they come up with really very funny things. What else can it be? So what else can that mean? And how else it can be performed? So they come up with their own idioms and proverbs that mean the same, but they create them themselves. So that's about these like thinking games, and each time you can make a further step. You can ask them, you can bring your own, you can ask them to ask a bigger question. For example, about work. Is it always good to work? Is it good to work all the time? So try to make the question a bit bigger, and like step a bit away from the stimulus itself, and think what was the main and the most essential thing here that should be and could be discussed. Have you got an idea here? So what can be this bigger question? If we develop this, if we don't use it only as a warming up game, or if we develop it into a discussion.
You mean about the candle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe should you always stick to the traditional way of doing things or something like that?
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Marcel, it seemed to me that you wanted to take the mic, no?
I wouldn't dare.
Wouldn't dare. Okay, so as far as we do it briefly, yeah, that's a really nice example. Yeah, thank you, Carmen. Yeah, I can show you the next step. Then you can think on your own as well. So here you can prefer to choose this encourage choosing and defining. Yeah, so you saw this would you rather book. Yeah, and lots of dilemmas you can suggest. You wrote about it. But there is also a very important in logic as well, and especially in philosophy. Aristotle's question, like when you're looking for hoarseness of a horse, yeah, you're looking for something essential, necessary and enough. So what makes house a house, for example, here? And you can start with just these beautiful pictures, and you can involve children, just like which one do you like better, and why? Just choose the house. Then you can again a bit specify and focus. You can listen to several answers, or like all the answers, the way you can do it. And then you notice that maybe some house or some houses are denied, no one chose them. So you can hear the comparison in their answers. So you can ask them what can be bad about that houses. So you start with like what makes a bad house, and then what is essential, what makes house a house. And you can share that that's something that philosophers really did, and that's something that they search for essential in everything around us and in us as well. And actually it's really this what makes house a house is challenging even for adults. It's really not that easy. We always try come up with some exclusions, and we change the perspective again. We're speaking only about people, like some abandoned house, ruined house, and the child comes up with an idea. Okay, but it's a house for ants, or it's a house for microbes even. So is there anything that is not a house then? Or is it possible to find this universal definition? So if you have, again, older students, you can also even get to Wittgenstein's this idea of resemblance, that we can never have an absolute definition, but it's always a kind of a bundle, of some definitions, meanings that we have, for each word we use. Marcel?
Yes, just to make a connection here, there's this beautiful session in Peter Worley's book about the chair, which is similar, of course. I don't know whether you have the book, but that is a session about the chair, and there's a long story in that extraterrestrials bring a chair or are brought to witness a chair, to have a look at the chair and to ask themselves what the chair is for. So it's a similar activity. So Peter Worley also has wonderful materials around this. Not so well sketched as the houses over here, though.
Bernard, you raised your hand.
Yeah, well, about that lesson, I've taught it twice during my teaching practice, and it's super fun.
Yeah, it's super fun, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also he also states that it's one of the easiest lessons to teach as a beginning facilitator.
Yeah.
And that's also why I chose it. But it's a lot of fun, and the thing is you get a great response from all students, at least in my case. So it's not just the bright students that,
just anyone can attend. That is very nice. It's very inclusive, and every child is invited to say something about this, and similarly about the house thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, no, thank you. So we can go to the next one. That's something that I actually started with. That was my like know-how. I really tried from the very beginning, yeah, to combine this like creativity and critical thinking, and something like not only thinking but some kind of feeling as well. And I thought of these empathy games, and I shared the first one that we can really do it right now. Like you can start with like sensation, the object started to speak, and the thing is that we become these objects and start to speak. And you can see yeah, some examples, like I'm a street light, my neck is bent. So the thing is that you try to like jump into the object and look, yeah, from within. Like you try to feel literally the way it can feel itself in space or something else. Like what can you like, what kind of effect, like human effect it has, and share somehow the object's feelings, thoughts, or anything. You try not to be really like I don't know, human oriented. Here you can see I'm the moon, I'm sad. That's the word. That's something that can be not taken. Of course, you can do it just to encourage it first, yeah, and take all the answers. If you are ready, you can stop somewhere and say, okay, I'm the moon, I'm sad. Do you think it's the view of the moon? Really, you are looking through the eyes of the moon and you are sad, so tell us why. Or you are still yourself, you are looking at the moon in the evening, in the night, and you feel sad when you look at the moon. So to check. So you have a more extended argument. Maybe the moon is sad because no one lives on it, or it feels lonely. It's more about loneliness. Yeah, so you can, at some point when you hear an answer, you can yes, stop and learn a bit more. So I suggest you to try right now, yeah, very quickly. And you can also involve this thing, and you actually can do it offline and online. So I ask you to bring something that you have around you. Anything you have on your table, in your room. It can be a big thing, a small thing. So Bernard, you have shelves behind you. You can touch and choose them, whatever, your headphones. Yeah, so just bring one thing you have around. Okay, I have a thermos here. Okay, yeah, I see Carmen. So let me stop sharing the screen so we can see each other. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's do it. So you share, you say I am, yeah, the object you have, and add something. So you share something of your experience, and name quickly. Try to do it quickly and name the next person. So I will start and yeah, pass it over. So I'm a thermos, something burning me inside. Bernard.
I am a beanie, and I am very soft.
Okay, so look here. Do you feel it as a human being that it is soft, or the hat itself feels itself soft? What? How is that?
Yeah. So, so we're not looking for properties here. No.
Yeah, no. You try to jump in and feel like you are the hat right now. You're the beanie. What do you think? What do you see? What do you feel?
Okay, I'm gonna think for this for a second.
Okay, so
Okay,
pass.
so
Just
Carmen,
if you time, you can pass.
please go.
So I am a pair of glasses and I provide clarity. Is that all right? Or is that also a property of?
I think if you're like the glasses themselves, maybe, yeah.
I can help you see the world. I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You can sell you're the best thing. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I like it. So you are in a dialogue with humanity. Very nice. Okay, name the next one.
Let's see, Nastaran.
So it's like I'm calendar, but I'm very organized. I'm not sure is it okay or
Okay, I feel very organized. I
yeah.
like it. Yeah, great. All right.
So then Marcel.
I am one of the hands of the clock, and I'm very dizzy of all the spinning.
Yeah, yeah, so it's really very helpful to move. Yeah, try to stand like a street light, or you do the same with paintings as well. When you try to feel the shape, yeah, so of the participants, abstract pictures or people you see there, animals, you start feeling it. Yeah, your body won't lie. Marcel, so Nina is next, right?
Yep.
So I'm a candle and I slowly melt away.
Okay. That's something that's not that's okay, but maybe we can try anything else, because we can observe this melting. And how do you feel it?
And I slowly become less? Is that what you
Maybe
mean?
like
Or-
will I disappear soon? Like I don't want to die or whatever. You can turn into, that's an exercise that I guess actors use as well. Yeah, so or you can also suggest an interview. So then there is only one person who turned into glasses, for example, a sensation. Yeah, so the glasses started to talk. So we can have an exclusive interview, and children come up with questions. What would you like to learn about glasses live? Yeah, and they ask the person who turns into glasses, and yeah, you come up with the answers. Okay, Bernard, the mic
So
is yours again.
I'm a beanie, and during winter I feel very appreciated.
Oh. And you feel forgotten and abandoned or neglected in summer. Yeah, nice. Yeah. So that's really involving, very creative. You have to, they are not arguments, but these descriptions and feelings. So could you think of, so what comes to your mind? So you had this kind of activity. It was about empathy, not about living creatures, but even about objects. What can be the discussion? What would you discuss after that? What it can, you can name like a few things. Yeah, maybe the first thing you'd like to do, and the further possible question after the experience.
I'm not sure I'm correct or not, but I would ask, for example, if we can see or touch something, that means that that is real, that is exist, but it would be maybe lead to a little bit difficult question.
Yeah, but I really like it. Yeah. There is one more on this that you can use to start, when you want to discuss this thing, or just to practice some logic. I ask each child to draw something that we cannot touch.
Yeah, we cannot touch or we cannot see. Because,
Yeah, and then they draw, or usually draw, and they can write the words as well, very different things. And then again, you can classify, like and they wonder so much, like, wow, it was the same task, seems so like easy, and they draw absolutely different things for different reasons. Like it can be I don't know, Mars, because we haven't reached it yet. It can be a thought, because like we don't know know what's the physical thing it is. And it can be love, because that's about relations, but we cannot touch love itself. Yeah. And many other things, something that is dangerous, like a dorm fire. Yeah. So they think about different things, and you can introduce these criteria to them, that how much it depends on criteria. Yeah. Okay. Marcel?
Yes, I also wrote it in the chat. I think this activity is very suitable to introduce difficult concepts of temporarity and permanence. So you can ask your learners based off of this activity, do you think that your description is something that is here to stay, or do you think that it will wither away? For instance, the dizziness of the hands of the clock, is that something permanent, or is it ever going to stop? Same for Bernard's hat. I can't remember the exact word. It was not a hat, but is that, sorry?
A beanie.
Yeah. So is that the fact that it is highly appreciated in winter and it feels abandoned in summer? Is that a recurring thing, or is that only for the lifespan of the object itself? So you could ask philosophical questions like that. I think if you introduce this combination of permanence and temporarity, is that, no, I don't know what the noun is, but you get
Temporality.
Let's look it up.
Temporary. Yeah.
You know
There is
what
R or L. Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Maybe could it be used if you notice that your students aren't really taking good care of school books or other objects or inanimate objects, so you try to provide them with that perspective of, okay, even though it doesn't have real feelings, you should take care of it like you would take care of, you know, a human being.
We really used it with very young children in the kindergarten as well. There's a typical story. Even some parents do it. Like if a child hurts, him or herself, so an adult can like hit an angle of the table, the edge, or a windowsill, and say, oh, like a bad thing, naughty table or something, and like hit it one more time. And it's so weird. And actually you can introduce physics because you see like the way you hit the windowsill, the same, so like it hit you, but that was actually your force, and it's the same. You affected each other, and of course, we feel this like physical pain, and like you can discuss what's the difference between life and not alive. I know many questions with this possibility, like, is it possible to take care of everything you have around? Is it possible? Necessary? Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think looking at the hands of my clock, at least, we need to finish, because we also need to say something more about next week, I think, or is that already clear for all of you?
No, sorry, not clear, Nina.
Yeah.
So I always write homework, quite like in details. I will say one more. Let me show you the last one, because I mentioned we won't practice. I will just show you and tell about the homework. So here you see that the material, these empathy games, you can think of like more, this interviewing, just saying what it is, trying to jump in, and lots of ways to develop it. So the next one was when you encourage creative thinking and inferring, and these thought experiments. What would our world be like if there were no? And it can be, again, like a picture, a cartoon on that, story. What would our world be like if there were only something? What would our world be like if we could or if we couldn't? So you like couldn't see, for example. What will change? So here you can up with lots of questions, and again, you observe your children, and you may see what is really important them to evaluate, to think of. So yeah, this one I won't be able to. I think I would. So you can use the same way we did today. When you bring something, you can always use your classroom. So for example, you had some riddle, some pictures, and you help children to come up with abstract opposed concepts like unity and multiplicity, or like active and passive, or something else. And then you can play, you can ask them to apply. And again, they can go around, find any object, stick their hands to the wall, to the floor, to whatever they have around. And try to think, how is that possible that this table is unity and multiplicity at the same time? How is that possible that the wall that you touched is active and passive at the same time? And you ask them to combine this synthesis they make with real objects, with things around them. And they not only able to abstract things, but they also can see these things in their experience around them. So that's like one more thing you can do. So your task is to choose what would you like to focus on when you work with us, or with you can think not about us but about your children, of course. What would you like to start with, focusing on what? And so then you choose a stimulus that fits it, whatever you'd like to do with us. The question from the very beginning, the picture, the video, the object you show to us, whatever, any this riddle, puzzle, game, proverb, whatever you want. Your stimulus that you want us to start with. And you think of the bigger question that it can lead us to. So you have something in mind, so you kind of your agenda, your topic, your way. And again, you can choose the rather navigating style, and you really want us to discuss the question you brought, or you'd like to start with the stimulus with the game, let it be really free, and ask the participants to come up with our questions and have a little discussion, what we can do in 15-20 minutes all together. That's it. So
maybe we should add one more thing, because when you have looked at the overview of the course, Anastasia and I think of the way to deliver this course basically in 3 steps. So we deliver you a lot of content, of course. Then next week you're going to introduce us to your say philosophical experiment for 15 to 20 minutes. Then we're going to discuss that and amalgamate all the feedback, and you can maybe then still improve the session or whatever you have in mind. And then the 3rd step is that we would like you to think of an audience. So that can be, for instance, children in your vicinity, that can be family members, but it can also be your class if you are in teaching practice, for instance. And we would like you to try it out in practice over there as well. So it's basically 3 steps. So please keep in mind when you prepare the session for next week that it should be transferable to your own context as well after next week.
We are just rabbits.
And we're just rabbits.
That's it.
Okay.
So 1 minute. So do you have any question right now? Any comment? Your ticket to go. What's on your mind when we finish today? What to choose? Bernard.
Bernard.
It was a long session, but I'm thinking.
Okay, it scares me when you do like that.
Oh no! It's not a bad thing. It's just it's been a long day. Just thinking for a minute.
And Nina kept it together. Very good.
Yeah. So
I hope you won't fall.
Better.
through, Nina.
Yeah.
I think in a minute I'm gonna pass out. No, that's a joke. It's actually getting better, so that's nice.
Oh, good.
That's really good. That's good.
Then I think if there are no questions at the moment, I think we should close the session.
Okay.
I'm going to stop the recording. Bye now.